That is my favorite part about what I do, is that I get to help others step outside their comfort zone, work really hard, and find new talents they never maybe even knew they had. Hi everyone, it has been so long since I've been here to share with you any updates, but I am so excited to be back. I promise I'm going to do my best to try to upload a weekly video, but today's video you definitely want to pay attention to. I am going to show you how I plan for my month. Now, I know that you may be in my business and some of the things that I'm writing in here may make total sense, but if you're not in my business, I'm going to try to do my best to give some examples as of more or less what this could look like outside of my industry. So I'm super excited to share it with you. Let's dive into it. Okay, so this is the board that I personally use. It's from Michaels. I got it a couple of years ago, so I don't even know if they make it anymore. And it is a little beat up, as you can see, like some stuff is missing, but I definitely suggest getting something similar to this where you can plan out your month, your priorities, your notes. I mean, there's literally space here for absolutely everything. So I'm a visual learner, right? I'm a visual everything. If I see it, if it's in front of my face, it's definitely a priority for me. They say out of sight, out of mind. So I actually like to place this, if I'm sitting at my desk, on the wall across from me. Now, I understand that not maybe everybody has a home office, so whatever little, piece of the house you have where you do your work, where you like to, catch up on all the tasks that you have to get done, I would suggest putting it, there. So when you're sitting down getting things done, it's visible and it's like in your face. Okay, so this board is obviously reusable. We are planning for July of 2022. So the first thing I want to do is figure out what day of the week is which, right? It helps me plan for when is my month starting, when should I be running my calls, and something that's really big in my business is when's the last day of the month, right? So having visibility to see what falls on what day of the week is a really big deal. Something else that's going to be crucial in planning your month is being really honest with yourself as far as what trips you're taking, when you're going to be available, what do you have going on that month that may stop you from being able to work your business or just be a little more limited with your scheduling. So the first thing I'm going to add here is big stuff that I have going on this month. So I am going away on vacation, right, from the 6th through the 14th. So I already know that I'm not going to plan any meetings, I'm not going to plan any big team calls. Again, in my industry, it requires me to do a lot of team calls, but I won't be scheduling any of these during these days. Now, if you are in my business, that doesn't mean that you stop working your business during that time, right? It just means that you want to be a little more cautious of, are you going to be able to have time to hop on a call? Are you going to be able to set up your Zoom if you're somewhere that might be noisy, that your kids might be around, right? So again, visibility of what you can and cannot do at specific times of the month are going to be key, right? Something else that I do is that I run team calls every Monday and every Tuesday. So I'm going to add these to my calendar. So I know that 4 p.m. and 8 p.m., 4 p.m., 8 p.m., right? 4 p.m., 8 p.m., my writing is crazy, 4 p.m., 8 p.m., right? Oh wait, here as well, 4 p.m., 8 p.m. So why do I like to have these here? Well, my business is, I'm very lucky that I can pretty much take it anywhere I'm at, but my big priorities are that I need to be home or in a quiet place in front of my computer so I can hop on my Zoom, ready to train my teams before 4 and before 8, right? Now, if you're a mom, if you have other duties that you need to perform during the day, I definitely suggest putting the big stuff, non-negotiables, on this board, right? It's going to help you really plan, again, what you can and cannot get done in your weeks. Okay, so if you're in my business, you definitely want to pay extra attention to this part right here. Something I forgot to add is that I love to challenge myself on how much money I want to make, right? So every single month, next to the actual month that I'm planning for, I like to post or write all the dollar signs for all the money I want to make, right? So obviously I can't disclose with you guys what my goal is, but just know it's a really big one. And again, by having it really big and really visible, it's a game changer for me, okay? Okay, so here in my notes section, this is what I use to write down what my personal recruitment goal is going to be, what my personal new client goal is going to be for the month, how much money I want to make extra, taking advantage of certain parts of my compensation plan, such as like a rank up match, right? And also because we do have the ability to earn our way to several trips throughout the year, I am going to also write in here how many points I am looking to get, or I want to get this month to get closer to my goal of qualifying for one of the biggest trips that we have, which is our elite trip. This is something that if you're not in my industry, you can also do. If you happen to sell goods or products, you can definitely write down how many new clients you want to have this month, or maybe you work in an industry where you get paid to continue growing existing relationships, right? Maybe you can write there how many new visits you want to make to these existing relationships every single month. And in the recruitment part, maybe you are looking to expand your sales team, or you're looking to expand new areas. I mean, whatever it is, right? You can still plan for that, okay? So I'm gonna go ahead and write down what I do every single month, okay? So, in my industry, VIPs are VIP clients, right? So this is how many new clients I wanna get this month. Let's say I wanna do 10 new ones, okay? Something that I do as the month goes on, and it helps me stay organized, is that I start doing little tally marks, right? So I'll be like, okay, 1, 2, 3, and so on until I get to my 10, right? MPs would be market partners in my industry, or new business partners. Again, this is something that if you're outside my industry and you're looking to maybe expand your sales team or expand contractors that can help you just grow your brand, this is where you can add that as well, right? So let's say my goal for this month will be 5, and I will do the same thing. As I start growing, I will do the tally marks, right? Then comes the rank up match, okay? Again, this is something that's very specific to my company and my industry. So anytime I help one of these new business partners that are within a certain period of their time with my company, anytime I help them get to a new rank within their business, which means they're growing their business, I can get a match bonus on the bonus they receive for the first couple ranks, right? So let's say I want my rank up match to be an extra 4 figures this month, right? I will put here exactly what I would want the rank up match to be. Now, I can divide this if I want to be like super specific and be like, okay, let's say MMP is the first rank and I get paid X amount for that. I want to be able to have, let's say, 2 of those. Let's say MMB is another rank and I get paid X amount for that. Let's say I want to have 1 of those, right? You get the point. The point is that divide however much money you want to make into the different ways that you can make that this month. Okay, so now let's get to the trip part. As I was telling you guys, my company allows me to earn my way to certain trips with my hard work, with my dedication, and with how I work my business. So I am actually now in the running for a huge trip called the Elite Trip with my company. And we actually accumulate points, and whoever has the highest amount gets to go on the trip, right? So obviously every single month I am going to have a goal for that elite trip, okay? So I'm gonna go ahead and write here, elite, and I'm gonna put, well, it's not really dollar signs. So let's really just make it a like, how many points I wanna earn this month, right? Now I'm about to show you right here how I start counting towards those points. Okay, so now we get to talk about priorities, and I love that the board actually calls it that, because what I'm about to write here really is my priority. Here I'm going to write all the people I get to help this month achieve new goals. That is my favorite part about what I do, is that I get to help others step outside their comfort zone and work really hard and find new talents they never maybe even knew they had, right? So I work really closely with my team. So let's say here we'll just call them A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, whatever. You guys get the point. Usually this is filled up, okay? So here I'm like, okay, A. A told me this month she wants to go for a specific rank, right? Great, I can help A do so, but because I am very, very strategic on helping my team get to these goals, right? And I know, again, this is about my industry and about my company, but I know that for A to get there, she needs to have two big components of that, right? So maybe J and K are gonna be the components. So now I know that I'm not just working with A this month. I'm also working or helping A work with J and K, okay? If you're in my business, if you're in my industry, you for sure understand what I mean by that. And it is going to be crucial because so many people just focus on working with A, and sometimes, you know, A might not know how to do or how to get from point A to point B, right? And our point, or our priority, I should say, within our duties as someone who recruits people into our industry and into our team is to help them achieve goals. So you need to know what's going on with A's business. I am very big on knowing what's going on with A's business, so I know that I can help A also work with J and K. Now, it doesn't mean that I'm going to do all the work for J and K or with J and K for A. No, I'm in here to develop leaders, right? I'm in here to develop people into getting to the ranks that I've been able to get at through all my hard work. So to do so, again, I'll be working with J and K, but through A. I'm going to allow A, or not allow, that's not the word, I'm going to encourage A to step outside their comfort zone, and I'm going to be working very closely with them so that she can help or he can help J and K get to their specific ranks, right? So let's say, because of the way my compensation plan is structured, this happens to be one of the ranks that does give me this rank up match, right? So let's say A is hitting that rank for the first time. She hits it, boom. I'm gonna make a specific amount of money that now I can go back and deduct from this amount, right? Because I wanted my rank up match to be this amount, well, I can deduct this one once I help A get to her ranks, right? This also happens to be a rank that allows me to earn points for this trip, right? So this is the first time that A has earned that trip. Maybe, or this rank, I'm sorry, not maybe, she will give me specific points that I can add or subtract from this number here, right? So I wanted these many points this month, helping A get here. It's gonna get me that many. I'm gonna subtract, and now I know what else I have left. Does that make sense? Hopefully it does. Okay, so we've already planned the month. We know what days we have, the big calls, the big vacations, all the things that are gonna stop us from achieving all these goals, right? We know exactly where we stand. We're realistic thinkers, like John Maxwell says. We're able to see the realistic picture and know what we have time to do or what we don't have time to do and what we're going to prioritize this month. Good, we have that. We know how much money we want to shoot for this month, right? We know what our end goal is this month. We know how many new clients we want to bring in, how many new business partners we want to bring in, how much we can take advantage of our compensation plan if you are in my company or if you are in my industry to earn really as much as you feel like you can work hard and achieve with your team and working closely with them. And again, we know that you want to, or I want to get some points for this trip, so I'm going to be helping people, you know, get to those ranks, right? By the way, I do want to note one thing. Maybe F is part of my business and F has already been to this rank before. But, you know, for whatever reason, F has been going through some stuff, maybe stepped away from her business for a couple of months and is ready to come back. I'm not going to get a rank up match bonus for helping F hit that rank. And I'm not going to get elite points if F already hit this rank. But that doesn't mean that I leave F hanging, right? Something that has made me very successful in my business is that I'm always willing to help anybody who's willing to work with me and run with me, right? I always say I can't teach you the will, but I can teach you the way. As long as you have the will and the willingness to step up and work hard, we can work together and make magic happen, right? So let's say, same thing, F wants to hit M and B, right? L and M have to also be part of this growth. So what am I going to do? I'm going to work with F, I'm going to work with L, and I'm going to work with M. Now, I'm not going to get a rank up match bonus. I'm not going to get elite points, but that doesn't matter, right? Because we're here to help everybody, and that's what makes our beautiful community so amazing, and one of the many reasons why I love doing what I do. Okay, so this is the last piece in how I plan my month, but a very, very crucial one, right? So I want my PV, my GV, and my DV numbers, okay? Again, if you're not in my business and you're not in my industry, these acronyms won't mean anything to you. If you are in my business, it means personal volume, group volume, and downline volume. Again, if you're not in my industry, you can maybe equate this to what your personal sales are going to be this month. If you do have a sales force with you, you can maybe equate these two to how much your sales force actually also brings in, right? So all of this together will be my personal sales and my team sales all together, okay? So let's say I do want to get 10 new clients this month, right? But of course, I also want to remind my existing clients of the amazing sales that we may have, or maybe a new line that they haven't tried. In my specific business, in my specific industry, in my specific company, we have 4 different types of lines, of different products they can try, right? So maybe I have a client that uses specifically one line and I want them to use another one, or I would love to recommend for them to use another one. This is where, not only am I gonna have new clients, I also wanna work with my existing clients in my personal sales, right? So my personal sales goals will be, actually we can do dollar signs here. Let's say we do, specific dollar signs there. And then I also want my team to reach their goals, right? So because I'm already working with them, because they are my priority, because I am doing one-on-one meetings with them, and I am trying to figure out what does their month look like, what is stopping them from maybe, going all in, or do they not have anything else going on this month other than just pushing really hard towards their goals, right? I can already get a realistic number of what my group volume is gonna look like and my downline volume is gonna look like. For the sake of the video, we'll only talk about the group volume because I don't want to get too into the weeds about our compensation plan and so on, but this is where I get to write in here, okay? Boom. This is what I want my team sales to be. And I'm a very big numbers person, okay? I like to divide goals, like big goals, into daily goals. I'm a very firm believer that if you complete or achieve little goals every day, ultimately you'll get to the really big goal, right? So I do always like to, again, check in with my team, see where they're at, and then once I know more or less what ranks they want to go for and how much volume that will bring, I can, talk about my group volume, my downline volume, and, I can really divide those points daily. So what do I mean by that? Let's say, I don't know, for a specific goal that someone may have, we'll use the number 30,000 since we'll use 31,000 since there's 31 days in July, right? If I know somebody wants that to be their goal, I know that they have to be bringing in, as a team, as a collective, they have to be working really, really hard and really stepping outside their comfort zone to, as a team, bring in $1,000 per month, right? So now I know that if it's the 15th, I'm able to follow up with that person and be like, hey, we're a little bit behind. How can we strategize to actually see how we can, pick those numbers up? Or if they're ahead, okay, great, we're ahead. That doesn't mean that we stop, we keep going. Okay, so there you have it. That is how I prepare for my month. You might be like, oh my gosh, this is all such cool stuff. I've never even thought of this before. Or you might be like, wow, that's actually pretty simple, like a little too simple. I'm suspect. Don't be suspect, okay? Getting yourself organized might seem like a huge task. It's really not that big of a deal, right? Just kind of scale back, see where you're at, know where you want to go, and make a plan, all right? See you next week, guys.